having to put my own money into the company to keep the lights on, pay my staff? Do I continue to throw good money at potentially bad money?
There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of apprehension when crossing the border now. It's not the same feeling that people used to have. That's the sad part of all this.
Since the United States started a trade war against Canada, there's a new reality at the border. Crossings are down more than 20%, or almost 1 million people a month. So what if your business depends 100% on people crossing the border? Abe Tak, the owner of the duty-free shop in Windsor, Ontario, is worried.
I think about how are we going to be able to keep the business open, keep people employed, and keep the lights on. We've seen a double-digit decline in sales and revenue.
Abe's store is a family-run business. And that's actually true of all 32 land border duty-free shops across the country. Abe's parents opened this store almost 40 years ago, the first one in Ontario. It was a big event at the time. There were speeches, even the mayor came.
When my parents first opened this store, business was not easy. It took them a long time to grow this business. They had everything on the line. I know my dad leveraged everything he had to be able to open this place. It was a tough time for us as a family.
The family stuck with it, expanded the store, and it became successful.
How long is this going to take you to do?
Probably till the end of the day.
Now that Abe is in charge and his family's business is in crisis, you can imagine how much stress he's under.
The stakes are huge. I mean, from a financial perspective, from where I'm going to live in the future, what am I going to do?
Do you think about that you could be the one that has to close down?
Exactly. You don't want to be the one at the helm with the challenge that actually is the final call, and that's something that I would hate to have to do.
Anything that comes up as a discrepancy, we check.
Okay. It's a lot there.
Longtime employee Wolf Weinberg is worried too.
What does this place mean to you, this store?
It's a big part of my life. I've been here for 17 years. I've worked everything from the midnight shift to the day shift to now running the warehouse and the inventory. That's my life now.
Wolf tells me he follows closely the ins and outs of the trade war and the relationship between President Trump and Canada's new Prime Minister Mark Carney.
I'm just hoping that they can come to some kind of resolution so I actually have a job. If there's no customers and there's nobody coming in to buy, there's no job.
What would that mean for you?
It would be crushing. It's 17 years of my life. I just can't pick up and find something else.
It's supposed to be $4.95 though, right?
For now, Abe is committed to paying his staff and keeping the shop open.
Okay, we'll put them on. We'll start them off at 50% off and see how they go. Yeah.
And this is the struggle for duty-free shops across the country. This is Osoyoos, British Columbia, the southern end of the Okanagan Valley. Across the water there, Washington State. Cam Bissonnette owns the duty-free shop on the border here. He says he never saw this coming, and he's been hit harder than maybe anyone in the country. Cam's business is down more than 80%. There's almost no traffic. And the thing is, if people don't cross, he can't make money.
You have to walk through my front door, make the purchase, and then go directly to the United States. So, I mean, I can't sell things online, of course. I can't sell to different markets. Obviously, I can't sell back into Canada because everything is tax and duty free. We feel like we're hostages in economic warfare right now, and there's very little we can do.
What's striking is what you say, that you can't pivot.
We cannot pivot, yeah. We absolutely cannot pivot.
Cam has already cut the store's hours. He used to employ 15 people. Only 3 remain. And he says he's poured more than $100,000 into the store to keep it afloat.
I've, built my identity around this business. It's such a strong part of the fabric of my life.
Including a dream that he might one day work here with his kids.
I had some wonderful years here, building the business. I've had a fantastic working relationship with my father. I'm not going to have that same working relationship in this business with either of my children.
Do you think you're going to have to close?
I hate to think about that. you just spend a lot of time and energy in it. You're trying to, you're trying to do the best you can. I hate to think that after 30 years of doing this, that it would just one day I walk up and turn the key on it and never walk back again.
Behind all the numbers and the political announcements, this is how the trade war affects people. Back in Windsor, Ontario, Trump's threat to annex Canada and the animosity that it's created is the main reason Abe Taktak's parking lot is empty. And Abe tells me there's something else, more than business, at stake now at the border.
Being in Windsor and Detroit, we used to call ourselves, and still do call ourselves, many do, a two-nation destination.
Right.
We're sister cities. We like to think of ourselves as a suburb of Detroit sometimes. And now the idea of crossing the border isn't something that people are looking forward to as much anymore. But when you change people's emotional connection and emotional decision-making, I hope that eventually this will pass, but I fear that this is going to be something that's going to stick around for a lot longer.